Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Channel Shook, and welcome to episode number... I wanna say 49? I'm gonna check in the video folder with Katawa Shoujo and the uncompressed vid. It's 49. Alright. Episode number 49 of Katawa Shoujo. We are here once again in the land of heartbreak and sorrow. Apparently, the last fucking couple episodes have been just sad, to say the least. So much, just like, oh, RIN, why? And oh, Hesao, why? It's bad. We need to get them together. We need to make this happen. We need there to be joy in the world once again. We need to live in the land of fairies and rainbows. We need Sex in the City. In it and it. I don't know which is it. I can never remember. It's one of them. Because if it's in, that makes sense. Because maybe they live in this... I don't know. I've never watched the show. They live in the city and then proceed to engage in intercourse within it. Or is it and it's like, oh, it's all about that getting down and dirty with it. And also a city. I don't fucking know. Anyway. We want them to be happy, that's all. Anyway, here we are. In the last episode, yeah, no, they got mad and threw fucking temper tantrums at one another. It was not great. It's been depressing. I'm not even gonna lie, this whole series has been really questionable the last couple episodes. Because no one watches anymore. Unless, if you're one of those people who is there watching right now, I love you. Please don't ever leave. And, you know, it's severely lost its viewership as of recently, so it's kind of one of the reasons I haven't been super into coming back to Katawa Shoujo, despite having the break, which was a lot of other things as well. But that's another thing about it, so hopefully, if there is anyone watching and they enjoy it, I hope. I want to, at the very least, make it through RINs. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I don't know. Either way, it's entirely possible. No one just doesn't give a shit about me. Anyway, a headache is relentlessly thumping against the back of my head as I push open the door to the 22nd corner. Apart from that, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm golden, pony boy. After venting on RIN all that anger that I had bottled inside, it felt like a great weight had been lifted from my heart. The tension that had grasped my mind for the past few weeks faded away without leaving even a shadow behind. Also, I want to quickly apologize if at all in the background my fan is being a douche. It's fucking hot. It's 30 minutes after midnight and I'm still fucking melting. So, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't want to die here. In this nearly zen-like state of enlightenment, I realized that perhaps it was a bad idea to yell at her like that. Really? What could have possibly given you that idea? I really meant it, but what good does blowing up like that do? Nothing. I'm not like that. I don't normally yell at people. I don't know why I did yesterday. Boy, it's just that time of the month. And by that I mean I'd like to apologize to every woman in the audience. All one of you. So, I keep feeling really guilty about it, and I'm wanting to take my words back. RIN is probably upset too. Even more than my own behavior, her reaction shocked me. I've always thought of her as unchanging, detached from her surroundings, so that seeing my yelling get her so upset felt out of place. I wonder if she understands how I feel. In RIN's world, everything seems to be so absolute and subjective. Absolutely subjective, as if she was completely unable to see things from other points of view other than her own. But ultimately, is anyone able to do it? Maybe objectivity and altruism are just illusions for people who like to think of themselves as compassionate. I'm pondering things. Just like art is an illusion for people who think reality is merely a veil for something greater. Even when you stop thinking that the world revolves around you, or start thinking outside of the mythical box, you're just inside another bigger box that you can't escape. Maybe that ultimately makes her like the rest of us. Oh, some cheery music for once in this fucking series for the past few episodes. Oh, whoa. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Fucking headphones, man. My fucking equipment hates me. I stepped through the door to find a gallery full of illusioned people. Despite Sai's remark during my earlier visits, I always thought it was a very spacious, but now it's crowded like... Now, when it's crowded like this, it looks positively cramped. It looks like it's a small place for a lot of people. Look at all that gray, my dude. I immediately noticed Sai standing in the middle of the lively discussion, busy chattering with some old gentleman. She's actually pretty tall and kind of cool looking, so she stands out in the crowd. Yeah, as opposed to all these short fucking losers. There are a few dozen glasses of wine laid on the tables along the back wall, filled with burgundy liquid. The vast majority of the guests are sipping from their own glasses. The socialites and art connoisseurs are mingling happily, exchanging mild opinions about RIN's art, which seem to be a secondary object of interest for most. I feel distanced, excluded from the other people here. I can't claim even at a stretch to be a social chameleon, so this situation is quite unnerving. Dude, I'm right there with you, dude. Despite being as fucking mouthy and as annoying and bombastic or whatever as I may be on screen, I am such a fucking meek little coward. You have no fucking idea. It is ridiculous, and I hate every moment of it. Since I don't blend into the crowd at all, I just fake that I do, trying to look as cool and smooth as I can. I like to think that this whole thing is how I work against that. I wonder how RIN is handling all of this. If it was me, I would be quite freaked out. Be totally scared. Throwing the anxiety aside, I try to carefully navigate through the crowd, stealing peeks at the framed paintings now hanging on the walls. I can dig it. That one's fucking mildly terrifying. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, RIN's exhibition takes about half of the gallery's wall space. Some paintings are less familiar than others, but I recognize most of them. Some I've seen being created at the club meetings after all, or remember from the time when RIN was choosing her portfolio. I know that a couple of the unfinished paintings are framed on the wall as well. Maybe that's what they call coincidental art. Even RIN's failures, if you can call them that, became exhibits of her skill. Quite paradoxical. She herself was nowhere to be seen, which is strange because even though it's crowded, the gallery is pretty small. It looks like... yeah, it really doesn't look very big at all. Might just be perspective. It's fine, sort of. I don't really know how to face her after yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have even come. But I promised various people, RIN included, that I would do so. Damn, it sounds like I do the things I do because of some kind of instinctual properness compels me to, not because it would be sensible. Or not. Dude, that's 90% of the reason I do anything ever. It don't make any sense why I do what I do. But I just do it because it makes sense to my stupid brain, but it doesn't make sense because I don't know why I do it. What? Huh. I sneak closer to Sai to wait for a lull in the conversation so I can chat her up too. That's right. Hit up this girl. This at least a good 30 years older than you woman. I actually don't know if that's true. She doesn't look that old. That's anime though. Who knows? Even though her voice is almost completely buried against the general background noise, I hear bits and pieces of her talking about RIN. Yes, she's a high schooler at a local school. Even though she's graduating next year, I'm sure various art schools would be interested in. Though, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to have an exhibition of someone who is still in early stages of development. I thought, what? It's so strange. It's like RIN is some kind of mini celebrity, even though this is nothing but a small exhibition opening at a small art gallery of a small town. You close-minded motherfucker. Expand! Expand! The smallest of celebrities can be the biggest if you're in the right room. In fact, there's a friend of mine from... It's so! My eavesdropping is interrupted by a familiar voice and familiar slap to the back. Is it the best one of them all? It is. I know it is. I've played this game before. I don't need to guess the source of it either, even without turning around. Hi, Emmy. Oh my god, look at your face. It's been so long. Where the fuck have you been? It's been at least like a half a month since you put out a video. I know, right? It's like I'm bad at this. Hi, are you like a Are you like a representative of the art club or something? I don't see anyone else from school here. I don't know. Really, I guess if I am, that's the case. What? What about you? I don't know how to word good. What about me? You didn't think I was interested in art? Is that it, Hesau? Is that what you're trying to tell me? With your silly rhythmic face? No, that's not what I... Okay, well, maybe a little, if you put it that way. I mean, even though you hang out with Rin, I've never really heard you talk about art with her, so... It's true. I don't get it at all. But she came to my track meet, so I thought it's only fair to return the favor. She leans closer, trying to look confidential, but only managing to look conspiring. Do you get art? Nope. I don't got any fucking clue. Like, even a little bit. My emphasizing head shake draws a giggle and a cheery head shake of her own out of Emmy. Me neither. It's crazy. It's wild. It's a crazy wild world of art. Who even knows? Hey, let's go talk with Rin. I bet you haven't yet, because I haven't either. Come on! Hey, everybody. Before she has a chance to forcefully drag me to Rin, Namiya appears behind her with Rin in his tow. She's not dressed for the occasion, instead opting for the usual school uniform and unkempt hair. Just thinking about something. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe her natural look is what suits her the best. Hello, teacher. Hi, Rin. Unfazed, Emmy greets the teacher cheerfully, causing him to turn around and look confused. Who are you? I'm Emmy from school, class 3-4. Don't you remember? She looks positively shocked at the prospect that there could be a person who doesn't know her. Oh, sorry, you're in the same class as Tezuka is, right? His voice. Yep. Totes. Dude. Okay. You'll have to pardon me, I have trouble remembering students who don't take heart. Y'all are not as important enough. I don't even kinda care. Don't mind. Hi, Rin. Hello. Congratulations for your super cool art thing. I'm sure you will be totally awesome. She throws her arms into the air for boisterous emphasis, almost hitting me in the face. And look, Hesau came too. Isn't that so totally cool? You look upset. Rin doesn't look at me, nor does she greet me. Congrats, Rin. She keeps averting her gaze, pointedly looking at her sandals. I can't possibly imagine why. Oblivious to the tension between us and ignorant of what happened yesterday, Emmy keeps on blathering about this and that to an unresponsive Rin. I guess she's used to not getting much out of her at times. Oh yes, I'm here now. Before long, Namiya and Sai returned to Rin, introducing her. Expecting it, I catch the second of confusion when the guests see her arms. Sai is luckily on the ball and briefly explains about our school. Doubtful faces quickly change to curious. Would you mind telling us something about your art? I thought the development is quite easily noticeable. What do you yourself think of the differences between the older and more current works? It is quite rare for someone so young to dabble into abstraction. It would have been interesting to see how you work. Oh, yes, definitely. I assume you use your feet. Must have been a great trouble to learn it. You should be quite proud. Will you be pursuing a career as an artist after school? She's bombarded with so many questions she can't even hope to answer all of them. Maybe that's for the best. Rin tends to talk nonsense more than occasionally. So, where do you get your ideas? That's the fifth worst. Rin keeps stumbling with her words, looking more and more vexed by the expectant inquiries. Everyone is waiting for her to say something, but she looks like a cat got her tongue. Each question piling up just adds to her distress. I fail to hear the question that is the proverbial one too many. It's like a motor stalling. Rin just freezes for a long, long second until she falls on her knees, hitting the floor ungracefully like a sack of potatoes. Are you alright? I don't know. Tezuka, what's wrong, girl? I don't know what's wrong. A terrible silence falls upon the people gathered around Rin. Everyone is petrified, not knowing how to react to her sudden seizure or something. She breathes with a deep, trembling gasp as if she was running out of air, staring ahead of herself with hollow eyes. Seeing that nobody does anything, I force myself to step to Rin and lift her up from the floor, letting her lean against me to keep standing. Would you like some fresh air? Okay, let's go outside for a bit. I don't even wait for her to answer before grasping her shoulder and pulling her past the stunned-looking Namiya, Sai, Emmy, and guests. Excuse us. The cool evening breeze hits my face at the door. I let go of Rin and she leans against the stone wall trying to catch her breath. Are you alright? I couldn't say anything. Rin is still not looking at me, so I look away too. The streetlights and colored neon signs twist my vision into a blur of near blindness, forcing me to look back. At least she talks, even if she's not directing her words to me. What did you want to say? Maybe both of us can imagine that we're talking to an invisible friend. I don't know. Something that would have meant something. The silence lasts for a long time. I also want to apologize for the clicking noise. I just realized it's probably a little grating. My bad, I'm sorry. Controller is shit. I don't feel comfortable being alone with Rin. I am not good at imagining things that don't exist, do, or things that exist don't. We should go back in. The guests, say invited, are in there, and they probably want to meet you and talk with you. You know, ask you questions and stuff about those paintings you work so hard for. I don't want them to ask me questions like that. I can never say the right things. What do you want then? That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me. But if you found someone like that, then what? Do you really think that it would be some kind of be-all, end-all thing? Star-crossed lovers and happily ever after? Bitch! Fucking... Goddamn, okay. My question is met with a blank stare. The darkness in her eyes is unfazed by the thinly veiled bitterness. No, I don't think that. But at least I wouldn't have to be alone. She whispers the words to the light of the town, but I hear them anyway. I shouldn't have done this. Not yet. The exhibition? She nods and closes her eyes, breathing calmly as if out to prove she can, and then she continues nodding to herself. Why? Wrong conjunction of the planets? No, not that. I double-checked, and I got up with the left foot, and did everything else right. It's me. I was wrong. She stands straight and stretches before stepping past me out onto the street. Wait, where are you going? She stops in her tracks and turns around looking at me quizzically. School? I'm leaving. What? Why? 'Cause I want to be me. Rin walks off, leaving me behind, utterly confused. Rin? Girl? Babe? Dear, ma'am? Can I just leave it like that? But something she said really touched me, or maybe it was the way she said it. Maybe it was the fact that she said it. I want to say something back to her before I forget this feeling again. As if granting me a wish, Rin stops in her tracks. She doesn't turn around, just keeps waiting for me to say what I want, even though I didn't have time to think what. Rin, listen, I don't believe that you have to be alone. Even if you never meet anyone like that. I don't know if she heard my words, but either way, she doesn't react in any way. For the final time, she starts walking away from the gallery. So, where's Suzuka? I can only shake my head, but as it doesn't seem to be a sufficient answer, I have to say something. She ran away. What? The horrific realization spreads on his face like wildfire. This is a fiasco. It's crazy. It's cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. What is that girl thinking? The most important event of her life and she just runs off? And you! Why didn't you stop her? I'm gonna hold you personally responsible. Sai interrupts him, holding her hands up calmingly. It's good she intervened. The teacher was starting to get a few weird looks from the nearby guys. Yeah, dude was going apeshit there for just a second. That might also have been partially my fault, because my voice now hurts a lot. I'm taking it a little too far. Now, Shinichi, she probably just had stage fright. I don't know her as well as you people do, but I get the image that she's a little different. This kind of thing can happen. It'll be fine. I'll explain that she suddenly became ill. The guests will surely understand. What? Look around you. Everyone seems to be rather happy with their free wine and chit-chat. The guests will be fine, but we are missing on opportunities here. Networking, making contacts, acquaintances. As the adults keep arguing about something that can't be helped, Emmy tugs my sleeve to get my attention. She doesn't look very happy either. Come on. I just realized now, Emmy's voice for me in this fucking series is ridiculous. Because again, my favorite fucking character, and I can't give her a voice that I actually like. It constantly keeps sounding a little too much like Misha, or a little too much like Rin, or a little too much like Lily, but without an accent. It's ridiculous. We're gonna find Rin and kick her ass. What? I can't believe it. She's so stupid. Rin, how can she do this? I'm telling you, she doesn't have a bit of common sense in her head. Emmy is seriously angry, only missing steam rising from her ears. I guess I understand Emmy. She's that kind of person. Give up has never felt like a part of her vocabulary, and maybe she feels it shouldn't be a part of anyone's vocabulary. It's probably best to leave her alone for tonight. What? Are you a Rin expert now? Rin, she takes a firm stance and puts her hands on her hips confrontationally. It's like she wants to pick a fight with me too. No, I don't think that's even possible in the first place. I just don't think kicking her ass would do her any good. My melancholic remark surprisingly works as Amy slumps her shoulders a little and sighs. I know. I'm sorry, I'm becoming Rin. Fuck, it irritates the shit out of me so much. You do? The last time I did that, it changed nothing. The ride back to school in an empty late-night bus is silent. Both of us keep staring at the lights flashing past the windows without saying a word. The nightly grounds are quiet, lit only by the wane moon and yellow lampposts. We say our goodnights in front of my dormitory. Emmy reflexively clenching her fists compels me to ensure that she won't assault Rin the moment I let her out of my sight. Promise me not to go scold her? She looks up at me, her eyes flaring with anger that I match with as calming stare as I can. It's only easy to face an angry woman if you're not the target of her ire. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate statement. It's really that way with anybody, but yeah. After a moment of mismatched staring contest, she sighs and shakes her head in defeat. You're too freaking nice, dude. Should have seen him in the last episode. Do you know that? Hints of a smile are tugging the corner of her mouth as she says that, and she seems a bit more relaxed. What a sudden change of mood. Maybe she wasn't angry as it seemed to begin with. Maybe her moods change easily. If I was, I wouldn't have let you have your way. Does that mean you're only nice to Rin? Both of us are hiding our concern behind empty jokes, but at least it puts me in a good mood. Emmy waggles her eyebrows with a half-amused smirk, trying to push my buttons. Not gonna work. No, it just means I'm not nice only to you. Hey! Good night, Emmy. Aw, it's a better end of the episode. I mean, it's still kind of sad, but at least everyone's not yelling at each other. This is so much better. Now, only if people watch my videos. Day 45. No. Third day, Japanese exam and world history exam. Great. The thing, I mean, fucking world history is cool. Again, I maintain that history is one of the better classes in schools. Fuck a paper that you have to write on the shit, but learning about world history is fucking rad. Even the horrible shit. Looking at you, Hitler. Okay, I'm sorry.